Hello, everybody. For this case study, I created an AI-powered journaling companion to help individuals who want to journal but sometimes get stuck in a writer's block. I created this application using NetBeans with the programming language Java, as you can see. So to get started, you're greeted with a login page to help the users make them feel secure and that nobody can access their journal and kind of read what they write whenever they want to. So this login page kind of keeps everything behind. And for no users, I created a pretty simple account creation. It has a lot to be improved, obviously special characters, character limit. But for this MVP, I created a pretty simple one. So obviously, if the passwords don't match, it's not going to let you create one. It has to match. Oh, I think this is R. Yep. And as you can see, um, I used a pretty simple cipher, a Caesar cipher encryption. Ignore this. This was just some testing. Um, but I used a pretty simple Caesar cipher to encrypt the user and password so nobody can uh, see who the login and the password is. Um, to get started, uh, you're greeted with a creative writing page. I took this idea from one of my high school classes called creative writing, and what this is meant to do is basically help your mind warm up. It gives you a quick prompt, and you're kind of just writing without caring. There's no grammar needed. You just use your imagination right away. And it's just serving as a warm up before you actually journal. And this prompt is always random, it's always something new. And I'll explain this in a second. Next, you're greeted with the actual joining page. Um, the prompt is AI, so it's based on what you wrote before. Um, this is starting new, so if the AI doesn't have anything to work with, it's obviously just gonna do a random prompt just to kind of get you started. And my incentives to keep the users uh, on this app is a quick streak, um, obviously on up top, to keep the users, you know, uh, let them know how consistent they've been, and then this little pet right here is kind of like a companion that grows along. The more you log in with the streak, the more they grow, and obviously, the time you take off, the pet becomes a little bit more scared. So, I'll do an example. Let's say I wrote something about like eating, right? So I eat today. I click done. The journal is saved, and it's kind of saved in an output text for, in case you want to go back and read your journal that you wrote this day. And you can see it's also Caesar cipher encrypted to keep it secure, double secure. Um, and once you log in again, it's going to talk about eating with the streak counter going up. And if you do something like I ran today, it's going to talk about running. So a lot of improvements to be done. I still need to save the password and login, obviously. um, I haven't figured out a secure way to do that. That was part of the challenges. Was, well, how do I don't want the password to be on the computer. I want it to be saved somewhere. But I also want to keep it secure. So that was something I had to work on, where that was a pretty challenging part for me. Um, what else was challenging? I guess the design was pretty challenging. I couldn't make it easy to the eyes, I guess. Have it full of transitions, like an actual app instead of like a slideshow. That was one of the challenges I had. And I did a lot of studying on creative writing, on how how it affects the mind, the positives and negatives, and I learned that it has a lot to do with like starting writing, getting started on writing, and that's why I added it to my application, and that's where I got my main idea from. Uh, Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I look forward to hearing you guys all soon.